Dakota something, I don't know. And so when you're at a stoplight, like I just was, or a stop sign, you don't want to just nonchalantly have your bike in neutral, relaxed. Wait, because you're essentially, you're a sitting duck. If the car behind you, or the vehicle behind you, is texting and they don't see you, and, you know, they don't see you and they're texting, they're going to run right into you, run right into the back of you. Now, if you have it in first gear, and you have your clutch in, and you're stopped, and by all rights, you know, when you're stopped, you should look in your rearview mirror, see what's behind you. If you see a car coming, that keep your eye on it here and there, and you see that it's not stopping, you might want to get the fuck out of the way. And just not having your bike in neutral, but having it in first, makes it a little easier to get the hell out of the way. Makes it a little quicker, I should say. A little quicker. Now, one of the things I've always said on South Kihei Road here is that there's always a shit show. There's always some action, whether it's like a bicycle that got ran over, so many cars are pulling in and out of here, or a drunk person, or a bum that's laying in the middle of the sidewalk, street, or the gutter, who's lying in a pool of his own piss and blood, and ambulance, fire, and cops are there. There's always something. There's always some action, something crazy. A few blocks further up here, years ago, I was on my bicycle. I was pulling my daughter behind my bicycle in a wagon, and right here on this sidewalk, and a Jeep came up this way like he was gonna pull out on the intersection, but when he saw me coming and I was on the sidewalk, he actually backed up. But what he didn't realize was he was backing right up into a car right behind him waiting to get out on the intersection, and he smashed like 2 of his surfboards. And so needless to say, I didn't stick around. So it's like no good deed goes unpunished. Man, was he punished. You know, he crunched 2 surfboards and whatever else on his Jeep. It was right here, right at this intersection where this gal's got her hands on top of her head. Right there. So I felt bad for him, but I didn't want to stick around and deal with his emotions, possible anger, resentment, or whatever was going to happen. I just got the fuck out of there. But yeah, man, I really got to remember to turn my blinker off. It's like, how can I remember? I mean, because I'll go for a mile and before I look down at my dashboard to see that the green flashing blinker light's on. You know, do I just use hand signals instead? You know, because God knows you remember to put your hand back on the handlebars after you signal. So I don't know what the answer is there. I mean, obviously most guys have it figured out. I never hear them talking about that on vlogs, but you know, those guys, they've been riding for a while. Me, I mean, as they say, I grew up on a motorcycle, which I kind of did, but you know, this is really my first street bike. I had an Enduro in my 20s. I had a Yamaha XT350 Enduro that didn't ride just too much. Then you know, I had it for a while. Had a leaky gasket on it, so I sold it. I sold it. Then my very next, you know, cycle-like ride was a KFX 400, which was then in my 30s. Now in my late 40s, here I am with the CBR. There we go. There we go. Everybody's safe, but no one's happy. Safe and unhappy. I shouldn't say that. There's a happy tourist family. Gonna go eat at Fred's Mexican or Moose McGillicuddy's. Some of the worst food I've had on Maui was right there at Fred's Mexican restaurant. I've had a couple of okay things, but I gotta say, a lot of shit. A lot of shit, mediocre Mexican food. Wouldn't even classify it Mexican food. It's like, at least you know what you're getting at Taco Bell most of the time. Yeah, I haven't had any gusts of wind now pushing me around on this lower beach road, so now we're gonna cruise over to the Wailea section. See what's going on in beautiful Wailea. Now what are these people doing? Oh, I'll just make them wait. I'll just make them wait. Oh yeah! As the Psycho Cruiser would say. The power! Wow, I got it up to 40. From 29 to 40 in 1 second. Maybe 2. Been holding third gear here for a while. I'm feeling the need to relocate my GoPro here. As you can see, I think the GoPro is hitting my shoulder pad here really bad. So I'm gonna have to seriously look at remounting this this GoPro. Remount the GoPro. Remount the GoPro. Tell you what, compared to my super lightweight specialized name brand cycling helmet, which weighs like 1.5 pounds, these like 3.5 pound helmets are a little, well, they're a lot more strain on your neck if you're riding for any time. It's significantly more strain on your neck muscles. Then on top of it, I added a 5 or 6 ounce GoPro, another couple of ounces of mounts, and you know that takes that $500, $600 helmet that you paid a little bit more for the lightweight, and brings it back down to like probably a $200 helmet. All right, so I'm gonna quickly get back home here and remount the GoPro. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to reuse the sticky on it or if I'm gonna have to buy a new mount. We will see. Okay, blinker on. Gotta remember. to turn the blinker off. Blinker off. Now we're taking the back way through the neighborhood back to my house. Only about 4 more blocks to go. Still doing that 29 miles an hour. One of the things I noticed about this CBR1000rr is that the compression brakes, I don't know if you call it the exhaust brakes or just the engine's compression, really quickly slows the bike down. And I've heard it described on, you know, when you get the computer, the ECU flashed, or possibly even through the power commander units, you can decrease the amount of compression brake or engine brakes. So that might be interesting to play around with there someday whenever I get the power commander. Okay, we'll go straight and see if my one and only cycling friend Chris is home. Don't see his truck out there, but he and I did go riding the other day. Went up to Eau Valley. It's kind of fun to have a mate to ride with, as they say. Have a riding mate. Jesus. Still not remembering the god darned blinkers. Do I dare pass this guy up? I could. You think I could? Do you think this bike could overtake this landscaper's flatbed? But I'm only 2 blocks away from my house, so just try and get home safely. That's the main thing, I think. I know. Jeez, it is very windy. It is like way windy. And here we are. Here's home. Blinker. Driveway. Blinker off. Neutral. Kickstand. Engine off. All right. Yeah.